What's going on, y'all? So listen.
What's going on, y'all? I just really want to come on here and do a quick video because I thought I was gonna be able to do it in my what it is, but baby, the what it is was like an hour and a half or something. I ain't want to do that to y'all. You people, okay? You people. Let's just talk about it for a second. And I don't even really want to be on here that long because, to be honest, it's not really that much to talk about. Kenya Burris. Now, first of all, when I saw that Kenya Burris was behind this, I knew that it was gonna have something to do with race. I just automatically knew that because that's just what he does. You know what I'm saying? You got the Blackish. I feel like out of all of his shows, Blackish and Grownish was probably the best shows. Okay, they did try to do Mixed-ish. You know, baby, is the sun going down? Listen, it's spring coming. Spring coming because sun been going down a little bit after 5 o'clock each day these days. Okay, and it's been real sunny outside. But anyway, so, you know, Blackish was real good for the most part. I would say that was a big success story. Then you get Mixed-ish that came in. It was a lot of continuity errors in Mixed-ish, if you ask me. Okay, one thing about it, like if you watch Mixed-ish, and I only had like 2 seasons, I believe. You had Tika Sumpter playing Rainbow's mother, and Rainbow was, you know, Tracy Ellis Ross character on Blackish, right? And it just never connected to me in a sense where, how is it that Tracy Ellis Ross had a dark-skinned mother growing up, but then on Blackish, her mother was played by a lighter skinned woman. It just never connected to me in that point. I was really confused about that part. That was one of the main parts that I was confused with. And truth be told, Mixed-ish really wasn't that bad of a show. I don't know if it was necessarily needed, but you know, for some reason people just didn't like it, or people just didn't watch it. I watched it for the kids, to be honest. You know, that little girl that played the sister, she was hilarious. Okay, I hope they are doing good. Meanwhile, you know, Kenya Burris also had a show on Netflix that was kind of like his life, but like a real Black as Fuck. That's what it was called, Black as Fuck, Black AF. You know, and it was cute or whatever. It was literally Blackish, but an unadulterated Blackish, an uninhibited or an uncensored Blackish. And I understand that he's taken from his life experience or whatever. So I get that. Some people can relate, some people can't, some people tired of it. You know, we're trying to get different perspectives of different types of life. I get it. But when I saw that he was about to do You People, and I saw the trailer with Jonah Hill and Lauren London and Eddie Murphy and Nia Long, and you know, I said this can go either way. This can go this way or that way. You know what I'm saying? And I just know it was going to be a lot of mixed reviews from it. Because, you know, and please don't mind the background, girl. This is random. I wasn't prepared to do this. This Monday. I don't record on Monday. But my whole thing is, I always like to give my black folks a chance. And regardless, it don't even matter if you're black. If I like you as a person, if I'm familiar with your work, I will give you a chance regardless. I do like Jonah Hill. I did sing. I was like, Jonah Hill and Lauren London. But then again, I said, you know, I think a lot of people had an issue with that, especially after watching it. And I'm just like, you know, I was seeing a lot of rhetoric online about the fact that, you know, this is not realistic for somebody that looked like Jonah Hill to be with somebody that looked like Lauren London. Why isn't it realistic? Opposites attract, okay? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I know y'all heard of those 2 phrases, but at the same time, we've seen a lot of couples like that. At least I've seen different couples like that all the time as well. Sometimes the guy may be fine as ever, and then you look at the woman and she homely as all hell, and they've been together for years, okay? Or the vice versa, or they all just look the same to each other. It doesn't matter, you know. And with some people, when they say sometimes looks doesn't matter, or size doesn't matter, or this doesn't matter, it's about the personality. It's about the, if you can make me laugh, if you can hold a good conversation. It is so much that go into having a relationship with someone. Not everyone is hooked on looks. A lot of people are, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people are, but opposites do attract, or different type of people do attract, different nationalities do attract. It is what it is. So for people to be so about the fact that Jonah Hill was with Lauren London's character, somebody that looked like him and her, and acting like that don't even go. Like, come on. What world are you living in? Okay? Like, it's a lot of people that don't go together that you would never think, and then they just grew on us. Case in point, my girl. Now, let me stop. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I am not going to do that. Girl, I'm trying to get tickets to the show. I am not finna do that. Because, baby, let me tell you something. At one point, when I found out about Jay-Z and Beyonce, I said, now, hold the hell up. And then I took it back because they grew on me and it was cute. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. I see. Some of y'all still feel the same way. Like, how in the heck? But this ain't about them. Let's get back to the show. Okay, so when I saw the trailer, and then basically if you've seen the trailer, you already know what it's about. You know what I'm saying? You have this white guy who was actually a Jewish white guy, Ezra, played by Jonah Hill, who accidentally gets into Lauren London. Her name is Amira. Her character name is Amira. Gets into her car because he was ordering an Uber from work. And he winds up getting into her car thinking that she was the Uber driver because she literally looked like a splitting image of the Uber driver. You know what I'm saying? And from that moment on, it was a race talk and all that. Okay. Now, if you saw the trailer, automatically we already get what it is. It's Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, okay? Sidney Poitier did it first, and probably somebody before that, but the main one that I remember is Sidney Poitier and him, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. And then it was redone probably another time, probably before, when Bernie Mac and Ashton Kutcher did theirs, but it was also done with again, one of something that we probably most recently know about is Bernie Mac and Ashton Kutcher in 2005 with Guess Who Coming to Dinner. I think it's called Guess Who Coming to Dinner. Yeah, or it was called Guess Who. You know what I'm saying? And that was actually funny. And I feel like it was probably more accepted and funny because you had really funny people and it was lighthearted. It wasn't so heavy with the, jokes or trying to be so... I don't know how to describe it. And then I think Lance Gross and America Fiera did a version. I think it's called Our Family Wedding or something like that, where they was coming together. And that was a cute show too. It was a cute movie as well. So we've seen this same trope already. Okay, so we already knew what it was going to be about. I went into it. I watched it because I was just going to watch it anyway. I wanted to support. I haven't seen London Lauren in a lot of things. The last thing I really seen her in was Gangs People Play that was on BET season 1. And she was barely, if anything, in season 2. And I was kind of disappointed in that. But, I feel like this was a good look for Lauren London to really get back out there. I could have missed some other things that she probably been doing ever since, Nipsey passed or whatever. And it was cool to hear his music throughout the show at one point, like at the beginning of the movie, his music was being played. But I know people feel as though Lauren London is not a good actor. And truth be told, she's not the best actress. You know what I'm saying? She's very much not the best actress, but at the same time, I think people was being a little bit too hard on her from when I was seeing the criticism about her not being, she can't act in this movie or whatever. Because truth be told, I would have to say just about everybody wasn't putting on their good acting shoes up in this movie, I should say. You know what I'm saying? But it flowed enough for me. That wasn't the issue for me, okay? Anyway, if y'all can still see me, it's enough light. The sun trying to go down or the sun coming up, or I don't know what it's going. But anyway, so, that really wasn't the issue for me. It's certain people that, you watch and you just don't, I don't expect too much from, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes you just watch them just to support or just to look for the funny or whatever. And so, I can look past Lauren London in this case or whatever. But what bothered me about this was we knew that it was going to be about race and the black and the white, the Jew versus the black and all this stuff. But then in this one, it was the Jewish versus the Muslims, okay? Because Ezra, you know, he's from a Jewish family. We get them. First thing we see is him, what is it, at Shabbat or whatever. I don't know what it is. I apologize. They was at their meeting place for their religion. And his mother, his mama was doing the absolute most. Julia Louis-Dreyfus actually was the best person of this whole movie, okay? And that is what I have an issue with. We'll get to it in a second. So basically, she wants him to get with somebody. He's 31, 32 years old. He's not in a relationship. And we see that he has a friend played by the comedian Sam J. She's a lesbian comedian that I listen, she popped up on the scene on my radar probably like a couple of years ago. I know she has a TV show on, I think Showtime or HBO. It's called something with Sam J or whatever. And, you know, I remember tweeting when I was looking at the first season that I don't know, like the jury is still out with her, because sometimes she'll say some things that's very much, you know, kind of like, I'm here for the blacks, but I can sympathize with the white folks and why they think the way that they do. And, you know, she catered to them a little bit, and it's kind of off-putting, and she like make exceptions and stuff like that. You have to watch the show to understand what I'm talking about. But then she'll go do something like Bust Down on Peacock, and that was funny as all ever. Okay. Her character was hilarious. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I thought that I could identify with her a little bit because, you know, she is a masculine, presenting lesbian to a certain extent, even though I say she like a soft stud, you know what I'm saying? And she's black or whatever, but I can't fully relate to her, and I can't agree with a lot of the stuff that she says. And so that a lot of that was going on in this movie. She was playing his friend and the person that was his business partner doing the podcast with. And, you know, he's coming from being in finance, I believe. And I think he was working at this company for like 10 years. And you can see that his heart just wasn't in it. Okay. He was just sitting there on the computer. Instead of doing work, he's shopping for, you know, the latest shoes or whatever, the sneakers and all that stuff. And so he really wanted to do a podcast. And when he was on a date with that lady at the beginning, I think that's the girl that, wow, that is the girl. That's the girl that if you watch Grown-ish, and I'm not talking about the one with I'm talking about the one with the original cast, okay? And the one that the white girl who had got pregnant, that was her, the little bisexual girl, okay? That was playing his the girl he went on a date with at the beginning that his mama hooked him up with. I think that was her. And she laughed in his face when he said he was doing a podcast about the culture. And I said the culture. We both said the culture. What culture you talking about? Because usually when we say the culture, we talking about black folks. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop. You know, living our life and all of that stuff. The things that we contributed to society. That's the culture for us. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, what you talking about? You know, but. And that was funny in itself, because if you go and you look on like some of these hip hop led big articles, or I should say platforms such like what is it? Oh, what is that one? Some of these big like content creators and accounts on Twitter that specifically are about hip hop and catering to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? It's one that's real big out here, and I can't for the life of me remember the name, and it's at the tip of my tongue, but they're led by white people. It's so crazy. They're led by white people, not black people who are the culture, but white people. So, you know, you got to be careful with that. And that what made me laugh, because that's literally what I was thinking about. But, you know, he winds up leaving the job that day to get into a car. He probably was going to go home or something like that, wind up getting into the wrong car. And that's where he meets Amira. He meets Amira. They get into it. She was like, automatically we get the race in there coming in talking about, oh, you automatically thought that this black woman had to be chauffeuring you around and you throwing around your white privilege, so I automatically had to be this and that. And, she jumped into conclusion when in fact it was literally a harmless thing where he just got into the wrong car because you literally look like the Uber driver. And so, she was trying to get to work and she couldn't get to where she needed to go. He helped her out in that, and their friendship started to bond, build from that. I did like the fact that, she did give him a chance and they started to get to know each other. They did go on a date. And I like the fact that you saw them on a date and the date went on and on and on and on. You saw so many people come into that restaurant and then so many people left and they were still sitting there actually having a conversation. And guess what they were doing? They were paying attention to each other and they were not in their phones. So I like that aspect of it, because these days, girl, we don't hear too much about people going on dates and then we talking for hours or whatever, and we actually paying attention, looking across from each other. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just being on our phone, checking it every 5 minutes or so, whatever. They're paying attention. They're getting to know each other. They're genuinely, and see, that's what don't happen these days. That's why these relationships don't last, because everybody be just ready to jump in the bed with each other and have sex and all that stuff. And, oh, you my girl. No, I'm not your girl. Okay, I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? Can we get to know each other first before we put titles on stuff or whatever? And so, they genuinely had good interest with each other. He was showing her this, she was showing her that. She was being receptive. They was wearing matching sneakers and, movie nights under the cover before they actually eventually had sex. And then when they had sex, she was like, I don't be doing this with just anybody, so now you my man. And he was like, cool. And they had a genuine, relationship. To me, honestly, it felt more so like a friendship than an actual relationship. That's the chemistry that I had. Was getting off of it. I didn't get from it that, they genuinely was like, I love you, I want to be with you, I want to marry you, and all that stuff. And so we get that. But then we get introduced to his family, and his father is played by David Duchovny, and his mother, Shelley, is played by Julia Louis-Dreyfus. And again, she was the best part of the movie for me. She was the best part of the movie for me because, and she also had a sister who, as the mama put out, she's lesbian. She's LGBTQIA. I said, all right, and she was that type of woman, that they're the mama and the daddy. But the mama was very heavy-handed in it. The mama was just very overt with it, and directing in your face. And you can clearly tell that they don't be around black folks like that. Girl, they was talking about this, talking about that. Oh, you're from Baldwin Hills? And where are you from? When she asked where was she from, as if she was about to say a country in the continent of Africa. I said, oh my goodness, are we really doing this? And then when David Duchovny said, so, you know who I like? I like Exhibit. Do he still rap? I like your braids. It just remind me of the rapper Exhibit. When he had that show, Pimp My Ride? That was good. Have you ever seen him? I said, what in the world? And then when Ezra took his mama to the side to go talk to her, and let her know because he wanted to propose to her. And, when she said, oh, I'm gonna have black grandbabies. I'm gonna have black grandbabies. I said, oh my goodness. And when they came back up in there and David Duchovny was sitting on that piano playing We're Just Ordinary People by John Legend, I said, what the heck? Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. When I first watched this movie, I was like, girl, what? I don't even think I was truly paying attention to it. I was a little bit tired when I watched it because I had just got through watching something else and it was late. And so I said, you know what? It's not really hitting. Okay. So maybe I'm going to do another rewatch. And I did another rewatch and I caught some stuff that I didn't catch in the first time I watched. When we finally get with Amira's family, we get her mother is Nia Long, and we saw her brother. He was shocked that she was dating a white guy because the father is so militant or whatever, and he's a Muslim, and he's one of those converted Muslims. Okay, Akbar, aka Woody, and you got him, and he's just talking about, he gave Hotep vibes. Okay, we first see him, he's just so angry like, and I just hated that he was so angry like, and I was like, it didn't have to be like this. Why did they make Eddie Murphy character like this? And it just made me feel some type of way that I feel like, and I keep saying heavy-handed, Eddie Murphy character with his rhetoric and his, trying to be upset or feel some type of way about the fact that, his daughter was with a white man and he's this Muslim, militant like Muslim or whatever, I don't know, pro-black guy. And, trying to find anything that it could to be negative about this guy instead of just giving him a chance. He came off very strong and very hard and very not funny. He really wasn't funny to me. And I didn't like the fact that you have Eddie freaking Murphy. He had his moments where, okay, I chuckled here and there, but I really went into this thinking that Eddie Murphy was going to have me busting up. And actually, I didn't really like his character. I did not like his character at all, for real, for real. And I feel as though when it comes to Nia Long's character, playing the mother, a lot of us was like, now, how the heck you got two dark skin, two brown skin, dark skin, whichever one you want to call it. Two dark skinned black people who gave birth to Lauren London. And then Eddie Murphy was like, Nia Long had a white granddaddy. So that's what it was, okay? I said, all right, the genes cross. Okay, fine. Because when Ezra wanted to talk to them, it took them to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle. Okay, I said, now why would you? Is it because they black, Ezra? It's because they black. And like Eddie Murphy said, do y'all come to the hood just to take our women or take our food? Which one is it? Okay, like come on, because that was, I said that was just ridiculous. I said, so we really gonna go that route? Take them to. You couldn't take them to the Olive Garden. You couldn't take them to Red Lobster, baby. You couldn't take them to TGIF Friday, the Grand Lux or whatever. You had to come down to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. I said, what? And of course, when they get to actually meet the family, oh my goodness. When they got into that whole conversation about who had it worse, black folks in slavery or Jewish people in the Holocaust. Because when they said, why don't we hire a boat and we can do this? And then Eddie Murphy, I think it was Eddie Murphy, like, our people don't do too good on boats. And then Neil was like, yeah, no water because we don't swim either, whatever. We got y'all the thing. And then Julia Shelley said, just like it is with Jews and trains. And I gasped because I never put that together, but that is correct though. But I'm sitting here like, oh my God, that was the first time I heard it like that. And I said, bitch, yeah, they did haul them off in trains to the concentration camps. And they had their asses standing up. Baby, can you imagine standing up for hours? Can't even shit and piss in your own, girl. What? Like, I said, oh my goodness, why are they doing this? Okay, so you put the struggles of black people in slavery and the struggles of the Holocaust that Jewish people face put together in this whole movie, and we are going tit for tat about who had it worse. And then they was like, well, we had it worse or whatever. And when they was spitting out some facts, and David Duchovny said, well, let me see this research and where you got your information from. Nia Long said, sweetie, go get my purse so I can get my slavery. I ain't gonna lie, that shit made me chuckle so bad. I said, what the hell? Okay. It was one part, I think it was when she initially met Amira, and she was like, Shelly was like, so let's talk about police brutality. They're fucked up for that. I said, oh my goodness, why are we doing this? And I cannot stand this. And you know, they put on a lot. They put on a lot. And I'm sorry for the lighting here, because I'm just not gonna get up and go turn the light on right now. Or should I? Okay, I'm back. I did turn the light on for y'all. But yeah, it was just, it's like they put everything in there. Like all these issues that we've have a problem with. And it was, and again, the whole thing that I can say is it was very heavy-handed. It was very heavy-handed. And even though I laughed at certain parts made me chuckle, but I still sat here and I said, we need to do it like that. And I'm just really disappointed in how they made Eddie Murphy's character so hard. I don't like that. It wasn't even a funny type of situation. Like they could have played this so much better with his character. Trying to get Ezra caught up, you know, taking him to the barber shop. Baby took him to the barber shop, and when they was in that car, and when Niggas in Paris came on, and all Ezra can say was, this was my song, you know, it's provocative. It's so provocative. And remember, I think in the song, that's what one of the clips says up in the song. It's provocative. And he kept on trying to get him to say the word. What's the name of this song? What's the name of this song? I said, stop trying to trip him up. But, you know, and then took him to the barber shop. Took him to a Crip Blue barbershop, okay, with Ezra with a red hoodie on. All right. And then you had cameos with Anthony Anderson. You had a cameo with Leon from Blackish, you know, Charlie. God damn. I'm sorry, y'all. You also had Kim Whitley. You know, you had Young Miami. You had Lala. You had one of the girls from ATL, one of the twins that be shadowing Khloe Kardashian. You know, because Lauren London and Nunu and the twins, they was friends up in ATL or whatever. You had all of that. You had a lot of cameo appearances from black people, from black actors and white actors, you know. And I said, that's cute and all, but a lot of it, and you had Lala, you know, I hope I said her too. A lot of it just felt like it was too much. It felt like it was too much. It felt like it was rushed at some parts. When they came to the fact of him playing basketball, he was trying to embarrass him, trying to make it seem like, you know, white man can't jump. That's what I was getting from it. And then Jonah, or I should say Ezra, you know, turned out is an excellent basketball player. When he tried to live stream that, I will tell you one part where I freaking died laughing at Eddie Murphy was when he was live streaming it and he was missing all the balls at the beginning, and then when he started getting everything, and when he did that jump and he turned around and he was like this, and then the ball went in the hoop and Eddie went like this. That was funny to me. But yeah, he was just trying to embarrass him so bad, trying to find any flaws with him. And it wasn't because he just didn't like him or he was just trying to see if he was a good guy. It was because he was white. That's just all that it was. When they burnt the kufi that was supposed to be from Louis Farrakhan, I said, come on now. Okay, when they took him to Vegas and then tried to get him caught up and saw that his friends, first of all, Andrew Schultz was in this. I don't like Andrew Schultz. I was mad that he was in this. I was like, y'all could have got somebody else, but okay. You know, finding out that he had a drug guy and all this stuff, and that was just for his friends, and, you know, trying to use anything to get against him, to break up him and his daughter. And it was just really ridiculous, to the point where, you know, Jonah had to, or I should say Ezra had to call him out. And then I'm sorry, because the parts that I was laughing at Shelly, aka Julia Louis-Dreyfus, because when they had the little get together for the engagement party, right? And you had all the family come together. That's when we first see Young Miami and we see Lala. And when she saw Young Miami, she was like, "Oh, look at you! You're so nice, and orange business, all that top and everything." And then when they was out there and they was playing hangman and they was trying to come up with the word, and she said, "N, is it an N word?" I said, "Hold up, we in front of a whole bunch of niggas, okay?" And that's why they looked at her like, "What?" And the word was dancers, okay? And I said, "What? What are you talking about, an N word?" And then when she accidentally snatched Miami's wig off and gonna say something, oh my God, to her daughter, did you know that wasn't her hair? Like, I didn't know that wasn't her hair. Like, it's so intricate. And Young Miami played her part when they was at that engagement party, and they was giving the toast, and Lala said, "Amira, our cousin, we want to congratulate you, and we love you." And Young Miami said, "Okay, we just want to congratulate you for marrying this white man." Girl, we in front of all these white people. It's fine. You like it, we love it. Okay. I said that's all you can really say at this point. But it was when Shelly saw Amira at that party and Shelly said, "Oh my God, look at your hair. Is it what did she say? She said, Is it so in or is it individuals or something like that?" I was dying laughing. Let me find out because I tweeted it. Hold on. Let me search my stuff. First of all, let me put the hashtag up because that shit was funny. You people, well, that ain't how you spell it. You people, and let me put my name in there. Ashley Sean Miller. That's how I found my tweets. Is it a roller set or individuals? I said a roller set. First of all, what you know about individuals? Obviously nothing. Because roller sets is two different things than an individual. I said, what in the world? Why do they got them asking so many dumb questions? And I don't know. Of course, she had to curse her out and basically was just telling her how she was being tone deaf. It was one scene when they was at the store and she made a big scene about her being with a black person and all of a sudden y'all don't want to take us because I'm with this black woman or whatever. And it was very much embarrassing. But, eventually, Eddie Murphy had a problem with the fact that, Ezra quit his job to want to do a podcast. And, eventually that podcast do blow up and get somewhere after Amira and Ezra broke up, you know what I'm saying, because of their family, and then Mike Epps was playing his brother and basically said part of the reason why they broke up was because of you know what I'm saying, because you rode him too hard and all that stuff. And so he called his mama and had his mama bring down Ezra and he brought down Amira, and then they apologized, they got back together and they came into this place and they wind up getting married right there on the spot. And that was the end of it. Now, for the most part, it was a cute movie for a watch. Okay. If you want a little laugh here and there, you will get that for the most part. I'm glad that I did give it a second chance because I picked up on a lot of stuff that I did not see the first time because I really wasn't fully paying attention to it. But all in all, I will say the issues that I had with it was just so heavy-handed with the whole racial aspect of things, and especially with the Mama Shelley just putting up that the way that we perceive white people to act when they come around black folks, trying to spit out all these black facts and trying to make it seem like they're 100% on our side and they can understand our struggles or they can sympathize with it or empathize with it with us, and oh, this shouldn't happen, and police brutality, and oh, do you listen to so and so? I listen to Rihanna, I listen to SZA. Girl, we know you don't. Okay, like let's stop. Well, you probably listen to Rihanna, but you don't listen to Summer Walker. Okay, so let's stop playing. It was given that. And then to have Eddie Murphy just be so hard, I just didn't like that, because they could have made his character way more funnier, And I don't know. He ain't have to be so hard. So just, and then to make him a hard Muslim, like, I don't know. And I ain't got nothing against Muslims. I feel like in a way, I want to know how the Muslims feel about this. I really do, you know. But at the same time, I feel like they underutilized Nia Long. I really thought Nia Long would have been in this movie a little bit more, and we would have saw a lot more from her. And I wanted a lot more from her because she can give comedy as well. You know what I'm saying? I wish we saw more of her. I wish they used her more. Some of the cameos we didn't really need at all because they didn't do any justice. The Kim Whitley, I think they was just throwing out, giving people jobs. And if that's the case, trying to give black people jobs, fine, that was cute. But other than that, a lot of it didn't serve any purpose. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, I didn't like how they rushed the wedding at the end and everything. I ain't like that. It could have been so much better. I'm not saying that it was a terrible movie. It wasn't great. It was okay. It was okay. Would I probably watch it again with somebody? Yeah, I probably would. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say that I wouldn't, but am I finna go rush and watch it again right now on my own right about now? No. 2 times for me right now is enough. I do feel like the script wasn't that great. It could have been tightened up. It could have been did it better. It could have been way more funnier. Especially after seeing the previous movies that was based off the same concept. But overall, I would say give it a watch for yourself. It's cute to watch for the first time. Maybe 2 times, okay? I'm not going to trash the movie and say that it's terrible and all this stuff. I just say that some things was overly done. A few places were very heavy-handed in the subject matter that they was trying to convey. Some characters were very much underutilized or whatever. You know, honestly, we really didn't even need Lala in Young Miami. I mean, I'm glad that we had Young Miami because she was funny, okay? For her little couple of lines that she had, she was funny. But we really didn't need them because they served really no purpose, honestly. They gave that twin no lines. She was just there. But, hey, it is what it is. It was cute. I'm not going to trash it because I still like everybody that was up in the movie. So, you know, it's not their fault. It was okay. It's an okay watch. It's nothing phenomenal, but y'all tell me how y'all feel about it. You know what I'm saying? And I do say, give it a chance. Give it a watch. And, you know, you may point out some things that I missed or whatever, but yeah, give it a chance. And you can comment down below how you feel about it. Do we agree, disagree? It is what it is. And I will see you guys later. Happy Black History Month, niggas. Peace.